The Malahim are dragging in the great wars, the wars between truth and false. الحروب بين الحق والباطل. We are considered the ummah in this era who are blessed by Allah Azza wa Jal to have a wake-up call by what's happening overseas. And why we are blessed, not because of the tragedy that's happening overseas, but because of the understanding of the prophecy of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that the ones who are disobeying Allah Azza wa Jal, the ones who believe in the promise of Allah Azza wa Jal, the ones who believe in the prophecies of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, has come to them a prophecy which they have been hearing throughout the past upon the tongues of the da'is, upon the tongues of the preachers, watching videos of the signs of the end of days. And we hear the prophecies throughout these videos, and we think to ourselves, would we be the ummah who live in those times? We are the ummah who are living in these times. We've heard many prophecies on the mimbar of Sayyidina Rasulullah, upon this pulpit of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But have we taken these prophecies seriously? Have we prepared ourselves for these prophecies that have come to pass and that are inviting and knocking on the door of the house of the Mahdi himself, Muhammad ibn Abdullah al-Hassani, the Mahdi who does not know he is the Mahdi? In these times, these fitan, these trials and tribulations are dragging in the Malahim, are dragging in the great wars, the wars between truth and false. الحروب بين الحق والباطل. الملاحم. These wars that have happened in the past and now in our times. Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Afghanistan, Asia. But if we bring them together, then we know these wars are the prelude of the great wars to come. Naam, the great wars before the greatest war, al-malhamat al-kubra. Before the great war, when the Mahdi will be present and he'll be leading the army. But before his arrival, يأتي زمان على الأمة يغربل الناس فيه غربلة. But before the arrival of the Mahdi, the Ummah itself will be in such confusion they would not know how to differ between the right and the wrong, between the false and the truth. Should I follow these people? Should I follow this group? Should I fight with this group? Should I stay at home? What do I do? We are upon those doors. But let it be known that what's happening in Gaza has been planned for hundreds of years. This is the first step of the plan of the Zionist Jews. They are destroying Gaza. But why? What is in Gaza? Do we contemplate, do we see within this plot why the Zionist Jews, the Zionists dog Israel, why are they destroying Gaza? Why are they killing the people of Gaza? What's their plan? What's their goal? From what we have seen throughout history and from their plans that have been put forward to their round table, their main goal is to build the Temple of Solomon. After they destroy Gaza and make it a rubble land for their ships of their allies to come and dock there. And that might be their base. And then they would march towards their goal. And that is to rebuild the Temple of Solomon. But for that temple to be rebuilt, they must bring down the structure on that hill, on that holy place, and that is Masjid al-Aqsa. That is the Aqsa Mosque, the mosque where Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam led 124,000 prophets in salat. That land, when the adhan was first called, not by a human, but by an angel, signifying the holiness of that land. The Holy Land. That land that Allah Azza wa Jal has preferred it to be the masjid where Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam led the salat. That structure must be destroyed before the building of their temple erects. But they are not able to enter Al-Aqsa with their Zionist army except with an excuse. Now that excuse is on the way. Sad reality. Listen to what Sayyidina Muhammad said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Umran Bayt al-Maqdis خراب يثرب أي المدينة وخراب يثرب خروج الملحمة وخروج الملحمة فتح قسطنطينية وفتح القسطنطينية خروج الدجال. وقالوا المفسرين خراب يثرب من سبب باستيلاء الكفار، أي الكفار يأتون إلى أرضنا يخربونها ثم يعمرونها. قد يكون هؤلاء الناس في أرض يثرب، في أرض الحجاز، يلبسون ثياب المسلمين ويتكلمون بكلام المسلمين، ولكن هم المنافقين. يقتتل عند كنزكم 3 وكلهم ابن خليفة. 3 sons of 3 leaders, 3 kings will fight over your treasures. But walillahi alhamd, none of them will reach that treasure. But within that duration of time, as they are fighting for your treasures in Mecca, in Medina, and its surrounding, they will kill their own people just to reach it. And they will fight one another, these 3 sons of a Khalifa. عمران بيت المقدس, the reconstruction of the Holy Land, Al-Aqsa, in that area and its surroundings, will be built, and then Yathrib will be destroyed. Yathrib is Medina. And then when Yathrib is destroyed, then the advent of the great war and the great wars will manifest. And when they manifest, then you will conquer the town of Constantinople, if I said it right, which is now known as Istanbul. Now Sayyidina Rasulullah said at that time, you will enter Istanbul. But why would it come back to that name, that old name, that old biblical name? Something might happen in Turkey in our times. Either the existing government now will be taken over and they will bring back the times where they prohibited the adhan being called and the Quran being recited in Arabic. We don't know. Or the external enemies will come in and take over Turkey. We don't know. One of the two. But the way we conquer that area again, the land of the Ottoman Empire, is that you will enter and conquer it with no violence, but with the dhikr, with takbir, loud. You come in saying Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Then that first half or that first third part of the city will hand it over to you with no conflict. Then the second part in the same manner, and the third part until you conquer it completely. And then there will be a time, in that time of conquer, one hadith says, 7 ashhur, that the Dajjal will come out, the Antichrist will come out. And then the call will be made to the Mahdi and to the Muslim army in that land that the Antichrist has come out amongst your families. For you will go back to Sham and you will find out it was a false call. But then later on, another call is made that the Antichrist is here amongst your families. For the Mahdi will send 10 horsemen, and the Prophet said, I know their names and their names of their fathers and the colors of their horses, and they will be from amongst the best riders at that time. they will go and come back with the news, and they will say to their general, the news is true. Umran Bayt al-Maqdis, how is it built? When something is rebuilt, then previously it must be destroyed. So something might happen in Al-Aqsa very soon. And don't forget that when the enemies plan and plot to come into your land, they must conjure up a plan for them to use their excuse to have a reason to come in. And they will start making Hollywood scenarios that the Muslims are attacking. First they started with the political term, and now they're calling it Islamic Jihad. If you noticed, it's changing, it's merging into another topic. For it is said that the cause of Yathrib and Al-Aqsa being destroyed and rebuilt is because of an external enemy that will come in and destroy it, and then they will rebuild it. Sounds a bit strange. Why would they destroy and then rebuild? As if to say, sorry, but this is our goal and this is what we want. But we'll shut you up by building your city again, or giving you a bit of wealth here and there. And the ulama said that it won't be the Muslimin, the true Muslims, who will rebuild it, but it will be the ones who are not Muslims. And they say the ones in Yathrib, Medina, who would rebuild it or try to rebuild it will be the ones who are dressed in the clothes of Muslimin and Arabs and speak the speech of Muslimin, but they are in reality hypocrites. We are seeing its beginning in Ard al-Hijaz. The prince now is building what? For what reason? Why is he building all these mega structures? The mall, they call it, made out of glass. There's going to be towns and cities. And he's allowing now the non-Muslims to receive their visas to enter to Mecca and Medina for the reason of tourism. Now when that door opens, what happens? The floodgates are open. Then when that's open, they can't control it anymore. And that could be the reason of the enemies entering the two holiest lands. But before they can enter those two, or try to enter those two holiest lands, they must or try to destroy the third holiest land. And we said their purpose is to rebuild the Temple of Solomon. And they said when that is built, then their Messiah, their Masih will come. They are not expecting a prophet, a Messiah like Sayyidina Isa ibn Maryam, Jesus son of Mary, because they rejected Jesus because he did not accept the offer to be their king, but he said, I am a prophet of Allah. And they rejected Talut when Allah Azza wa Jal allocated him to be their king, but they rejected him because he did not have a proper lineage from them, the children of Israel. Nor was he known to be wealthy, nor was he known to be the lover of wealth. So Allah gave them Sayyidina Dawood alayhi salam. And Sayyidina Dawood did not only just become a prophet, David, but he became a king. But they did not like that as well. They just wanted a king. Why? Because they know if they have laws, heavenly laws, they must abide by that. And to abide by the heavenly laws, you must denounce the earthly realm in the sense of making it your abode. For all they want is a king on this earth to give them the wealth and the power. So their king and their Messiah will be none other than the Antichrist. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين استغفر.